Well, we're just about to set off this morning. It's rainy again. Well, it's just like fine drizzling mist. As the Romanian guys were saying yesterday, British weather. So we're at Lovik camping in Lowen, and we're Mark's doing a bit of off-roading. Yeah, we're just about to set off in the direction of Bergen. We're going to head down the 60 and then pick up the 13 hopefully, which is supposed to be quite pretty, and hopefully the weather will improve by then. We shall see. Oh, looks like I'm leading today. And it's drizzly rain. We're heading to Bergen, which is supposed to be one of the rainiest places in Europe. Heat your grips day today. But it was dry when we woke up, and then Mark mentioned the R word, and it started. So hopefully it will go on and off like it did yesterday. It won't persist all day. It's another one of these lovely clear fjords. It's quite deep in the middle by the look of it, but the water is absolutely crystal clear. Quite nice late setting off again today. It's what, 20 past 9. We're tending to get a little bit lazy now. We're sleeping in heiters and not camping. We tend to sleep well, and we sort of have a relaxed start to the day, but it does mean it gets a bit bandside towards the end of the day when we have to start looking for somewhere to sleep. But because we're getting towards the more touristy side of things, more popular regions, we might have to start looking a little bit earlier. First tunnel. Ooh, it's not a very nice one. Bit gloomy and slippery in here. Yeah, I think Stuart's going to struggle with his tyre again today. He was struggling a bit yesterday in the wet, because it is quite warm. Well, it's more than quite warm. So if it's wet roads, he's a little bit more cautious. Totally fully laden with, and he's got Alison on the back as well. There's a couple of massive cruise ships here last night. There's one still here. This is the one that was at Geranger Fjorden last night when we were there. So he sort of followed us round. It's what they tend to do. They hop from one fjord to the next, docking up and then letting the people off for an hour and then getting them back on and off to the next place. Well, we're on the E39 now, heading to Bergen, and the scenery just got massive. It's absolutely huge. We've got a big fast flowing river. All of the snow melt off the mountains. It's very flat here, but it was very white watery down the about 5 kilometres back. We got stuck behind the obligatory camper van, so we blasted past that and got past all the traffic, because the car's going to be stuck behind it for a while, because nobody seems to be that keen about overtaking. And we got the road to ourselves again. So we're on this road for a little bit, and then I want to try and pick up the 13, which is supposed to be very, very scenic. There's a bit of a waterfall for you, a massive one. You get no comprehension of scale really, because you're just such a small, inconspicuous part just travelling through it. It's got to be what, 400 metres high? That one in front is quite a bit larger. And you think, oh, that's quite big, and then you realise that 20 kilometres later it's still not got any bigger. And then 100 kilometres later you get to it and you think, oh yeah, it's actually massive. But the weather's took a turn for the better, which has made a massive improvement to the riding. So it looks like it's going to be a good day after all. We're on the just turned off the 39 onto the 13, and it said it's open, and it's one that they do close at the top when it gets a bit snowy. And the sun is shining at the top, so the bottom bit is all nice twisty turns as it's following the river and the fjord. So I think Stuart's going to find this a little bit annoying, but the roads are dry, there's a little bit of spray in the air. There's some big ass waterfalls over there, and it sort of loops us away in the wrong direction for a little bit and then takes us back towards Bergen. But the views along here are supposed to be quite amazing, so that's why we've come this way, or this is why I've come this way, and the others are following, I presume. So we've just come over the top, and now we're faced with this amazing piece of Alpine road. On the sat nav it looks like someone's just gone with a pen, but it's like the Trollstigen from yesterday, but you can actually see where you're going. And there's one hell of a view. So I'll have to be a bit careful that I don't overheat my brakes coming down here, I think. But you come over the top, just up the corner there, and it just opened out in front of you, and it's just like smack straight in between the eyes. So I'd read a lot about this road, and I wasn't sure whether it's worth coming, but the rain has actually stopped. The views have opened up. We're below the cloud line. And you don't get to ride a road like this very often. Look at the frozen waterfall across there. Just massive slabs of snowy ice. They don't look very big until you get up close. It's a big waterfall. It's not very warm, I've got my heated grips flat out. There's next to no traffic on this road whatsoever, and in the dry it'd be amazing. It's a little bit slippery today. We've had the traction control light come on a couple of times. Some more sheep. Seem that bothered. And more crazy motorbike cyclists. It's almost as if you want to high-five them. I'm really tempted to do it, but I know if we smacked hands it'd hurt like hell. Could have a second gear for this one. Well, she's got a long way ahead of her. Crazy cyclists. Must have some seriously low gears to cope with this. And a bit, you have to have the right mental attitude to want to cycle up here as well. Oh, the bike's popping and banging nicely. Oh, that's a tight one. We're still nowhere near the bottom. Well, it's just burnt me right up. And the fact that we haven't got any camper vans spoiling the fun has made it even more enjoyable. So I thought the ride up was quite good, but coming down has been even better. Getting towards the valley floor now, corners are opening up. Right, I'll slow down and wait for the others, wherever they might be. Well, I've just found out how easy it is to become distracted. I scratched my other pannier the other day when I fell off it in a car park, and I've just wiped the crash barrier with my right hand pannier where it jutted out, and I just bounced along it for about 10 feet. So I put a go faster stripe down my pannier on the right hand side. But everything seems to be intact, nothing bent, nothing loose. Oh dear. So I have to concentrate on what I'm doing and not on the scenery now. Stuart was behind me and Alison, and I thought it was funny, so yeah, oh well. It's happened, nobody died, although I could have, it was quite close. Don't tell Mum. It must be quite high now, because there's a little bit of snow everywhere. Dutch driver on his mobile phone. Yeah, we just come out of a tunnel into this. Heading for Voss, we're about 15 k's from the Voss. Snow, the road is dry, it's quite warm, the sun was shining a minute ago, but it's like another world, absolutely beautiful. And this is the last day of July, 31st of July 2015, dry roads, a little bit of mist in the air and snow everywhere. Just gives you a real sense of what it must be like in winter. If it's like this in July, this must be absolutely just a whiteout everywhere. But it's very bleak, it's very barren, but it's also very beautiful. Well, there's a completely frozen fjord here. Water is still the lovely turquoise blue colour, but it's completely frozen over. Obviously never gets much sun because it's in a bit of a valley. It's absolutely crazy.